So I really would like to focus on one limiting belief, but I'm going to list a couple and you get to choose which one you want to work with. Before we get started, everything I do is actually research based or based on my own experience, and the visualization and the information I'm sharing is mostly based on psychology studies with a focus on schema therapy. And I really appreciate donations because I'm putting in a lot of work to look well at the research studies and provide you with more knowledge hopefully and better practices. So donations are more than welcome. And otherwise, what I also really appreciate is a follow on Insight Timer. I have more talks. I also have a couple about releasing limiting beliefs if you want to try some different ones. And those are all visualizations. Okay. And unfortunately, this is a practice. I cannot give you a quick fix. That's why I'm actually happy to see that people are rejoining again. And I always like to start off with a quote from Wayne Dyer. The only limits you have are the limits you believe. And I am talking about limiting beliefs, that those are the subconscious beliefs you have about yourself which are holding you back. And your actions are stemming from those beliefs. I always like to start with the example because so many people can relate to this. Like, you believe that no one will ever love you. You know, perhaps one of your parents or caretakers left you at an early age and you think, well, no one will truly love me. But actually your future behaviors stem from that belief, which will make you push people away, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? But if we change that limiting belief, the actions will also be changed. But that's easier said than done. Because our behavior really stems from that belief. And we cannot suddenly think, well, I'm now going to stop with that limiting belief. No, that really takes work and practice. So that's what I'm doing here today. And I'm really glad that I can share it with you. So for those who joined in later, welcome. My name is Yvette. And yeah, are you ready to do a meditation visualization to release limiting beliefs? Hello! And yeah, I am reading the chat. But sometimes when I'm focused on the practice, forgive me if I don't respond immediately. But I see what you are typing and I always see the hearts. Okay, let's start with becoming aware of our limiting beliefs. For those who normally join me, I have added another one. So please listen and share in the chat with which one you can relate or which one really resonates with you. So the first one, and these are harmful core beliefs. The first one is, I have difficulties developing healthy relationships. So that could be, I am unlovable. Once people get to know me, they will leave. No one truly loves me. So that's the first one. I have difficulties developing healthy relationships. Who can relate or resonate with that one? And feel free to share it in the chat. I know I have. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, that one is tricky. Thanks, Anna, for sharing. And sometimes you think, oh no, I'm actually fine. But then something happens, you know, you have a fight with a friend and you're like, oh, this one is a big one. Yeah. Okay, you can relate as well, Ben. Okay, the second limiting belief. I have difficulties knowing who I am and how I function in the world as an adult. So, you know, this idea of I'm a troublemaker, I'm never going to succeed at anything. So I will repeat, I have difficulties knowing who I am and how I function in the world as an adult. Maybe people call you Peter Pan. Can you resonate or relate to that one? Yeah. Yep. Okay, third one. I have troubles with self-control and the ability to respect boundaries and limits. So, for example, if I don't take control myself, someone else will. So, I have troubles with self control and the ability to respect boundaries and limits. Can you relate to that one? Sometimes. And sometimes, in work it might be okay, in the work sphere, but in relationship it could be completely different. But listen to the one where you think, yeah, I would like to work with that today. Are you ready for the fourth one? I know loads of people relate to this one. Or all the people I speak to. Okay. Other people's needs are more important than me, than mine. For example, if I were well behaved, my mother wouldn't have a breakdown. If I don't go along with whatever my friends do, they will abandon me and I'm lonely. Or I must get approval by everyone every time. So I will repeat it. Other people's needs are more important than mine. I actually didn't know I had it. That's a tricky one. I always thought, no, I don't have that. Yeah, definitely. Ah. Oh, that's great to read. Yes. Yeah, people are working on it. I've also been working on it. Sometimes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Final one. Fifth one. Don't I know this one? I need to avoid failure at all costs. I disregard my own desires and emotions. I need to be perfect. So the fifth one is I need to avoid failure at all times. Even if it disregards my own desires and emotions, I have to be perfect. Sometimes. Okay. Relate a lot, yeah. So, if this were a workshop, I would go into schema therapy and how it would help. But we only have a small amount of time, so are you ready to join a visualization with me? That's my biggest issue right there. I feel like I have to be a perfectionist. Yeah. I also have, by the way, a lot of talks on Inside Timer about help I'm a perfectionist. So I can relate, Courtney. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let's start the visualization. Are you ready? You don't relate to any of these. That's interesting. I've never heard that. Maybe that's a good thing. Ben says ready. Courtney says ready. Okay. And I invite you to sit with a straight spine so that you can join with the breathing technique. With your hands open in your lap, ready to receive. With your feet on the floor. And let's slow everything down. And I invite you to close your eyes. And feel if you are breathing from your chest or your stomach, just notice. And I'm going to ask you to breathe in through your nose. And once your lungs are completely full, hold it for a couple of seconds. And then breathe out slowly with pursed lips and really emptying those lungs. So breathe in. Hold it. And let your expectations go. Breathe in. Hold it. And let that negativity go. Breathe in. Hold it. And let your thoughts go. Let's try a bigger breath. Breathe in. Hold it. And with a loud out sigh, let that go. Breathe in. You can do bigger and more dramatic this time, and let it all go. Return to your natural breath. If you get distracted, just listen and return to your breath. And can you ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? And what usually helps is stating your emotions and give it a number from 1 to 10. For example, happy, a 6. Anxiety, an 8. Okay, well done. And now I'm going to ask you to consider an event which happened recently, like today or last week, where you really felt upset and hurt. Can you think of a recent event where you felt hurt or upset? You're just observing, but try to visualize that event happening again. And with that in mind, can you pick one limiting belief you want to work on today and set an intention? So a limitation could be I have difficulties developing healthy relationships. I have difficulties knowing who I am and how to function as an adult. I have troubles with self-control. Or other people's needs are more important than me. Or the big one, I am not good enough. Set an intention right now. And I'm going to ask you to visualize you as a little child, and the younger the better. And how does this core limiting belief show up? Remember, you are observing as an adult and you see the youngest version possible of yourself and this limiting belief occurring again. You are safe, you are just noticing the negative feeling, the thoughts with that core belief. And really look that little child in their eyes and try to get a little bit closer if that's appropriate, if that's okay. And can you introduce yourself and say, I am the adult version of you, and what is going on? Can you tell me? And really ask them how they are feeling. Are they sad? Are they frightened? Frustrated? What's happening? And can you talk to them and say, I'm sorry that you are feeling like this. I am listening. You know, maybe they would like to tell you something else about this limiting belief. Maybe this is the first time they can finally talk about it, you know? Maybe this is the first time they can finally talk about it, you know? Maybe this is the first time they can finally talk about it, you know? Maybe this is the first time they can. And is there something you would like to say to them? Like, I see you now, or I'm here to take care of you. Yes, I hear you, and I will pay more attention. What is it? And are they okay with trusting you, and does it feel appropriate to come a little bit closer to their level? And now might be the time for you to give them a message, give them some advice or some comfort. Maybe you think about your favorite toy as a kid that you have with you. What is it? And can you ask them, is there something they need from you right now? Like just listen or give them a hug? What is it? Maybe playing a game? And if they ask for it, if it's okay, you can give them a hug. And I'm going to ask you to actually give yourself a hug. Or maybe you're dancing with them, I don't know. Now is the time. And unfortunately, it's almost time to say goodbye. And you can let go. Maybe say something like, I will see you soon, I will be here. Say something like, yeah, I will see you, and let's talk further next time. And see them walk away back to where they came from. And you can place your hands on your heart. Take a deep breath in. And let it go. Breathe in that limiting belief. Hold it. And let that go. One more breath in. And let it go. And ask yourself one more time. How am I feeling right now? And has it changed? You can slowly come back, open your eyes if you haven't done so already. Well done. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being here. And it's almost the end of this live event. Please let me know how you got on. Please let me know. Please share. For those who were here a second time, did you choose a different limiting belief? Did something else happen? For those newcomers, how was the experience? I chose to focus today on the actual visualization and what's happening with more time. Usually I also incorporate affirmations, but this time I also chose different limiting beliefs because there are so many. And yeah, I'm curious, did your emotions change? Was it easy to make a connection to your inner child, or was it difficult? Did the current event which you felt hurt and upset actually come from a deeper, more hurtful place? Was there a relationship? Please share in the chat. Oh, thank you, Muskan.